Welcome everyone to the North Then South podcast. My name is Victor.
My name is Jayna.
And we are in Jasper National Park, which is our northernmost point on our journey on the Pan American Highway. And the typical route is from Prudhoe Bay in Alaska down to Argentina. However, Jayna and I are just doing it from Jasper National Park in Canada and shooting down to Argentina. So here we are. You can see that we are in a busy area with the road right behind us. We are in an RV parking lot. It's kind of like an overflow parking for people who don't have camping at a regular beautiful site in the woods. Behind us is the Athabasca Glacier, a handful of other glaciers here. You might hear a generator in the back, people walking by. It's a little busy, but we wanted to shoot this before we left Jasper, our northernmost point, because of course we wanted to come to you live and direct from the northernmost point. So in celebration of that, we're kind of recapping and reflecting on our time, which has been about 2 months since we left San Diego. And here we are. Anything you'd like to add to that?
No.
Okay. Well, it's been a long 2 months. It has flown by at the same time. We started in San Diego, and from San Diego we cruised into Las Vegas for some work, where Jayna used to work, and work and live in Vegas. And from Vegas we kind of cruised up through California, through Lake Tahoe, through Northern California, Humboldt area, and cruised through the interior of Oregon a bit, Washington. Yeah, we really did zoom through. And there was a reason for that. And that was for the Squamish Highline Gathering. Highlining is a sport that is a lot like, how would you describe it?
Slacklining.
Slacklining high up in the sky. And it's pretty much like tightrope walking, if you've ever seen that in the old days, or like the circus. It's much like that, but it's on a 1-inch piece of webbing, and it's done in between two canyons. And we had to rush from Vegas to Squamish, just north of Vancouver, about an hour and a half or so, within 2 weeks to get there. And we did it. We had an incredible time, but we've learned a lot. And the lesson from that quick 2 weeks was that we no longer want to rush from place to place based on an event or a schedule like that. So kind of just like a free-flowing travel, I think, is what we're preferring now.
Yeah, the first, I guess, few weeks. Yeah, because it was like end of July that we left, and then the gathering was like August 8th. So we had like 2 weeks to get from Vegas to Squamish. And so, yeah, after that we decided we do not want to do that anymore. We don't want to rush. It just feels it's like stress. It's stressful to be in a place that you want to maybe explore more, but feel like you need to go and move on because we have to make our deadline. So we don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to base our travel off of needing to be somewhere, say for an event or a gathering, what have you.
Although it was worth it to
Yes.
get to the Squamish gathering.
It was very much worth it.
And then we loved Squamish so much we stayed there for a month after.
Yeah, we stayed there for quite a while, did not expect or anticipate that. And that's really that's really the style we want to travel in, is to find a place that we really vibe with, that we connect with, and just spend time freely as we see fit there.
Mm-hmm.
And we really are lucky and privileged to be able to do that because of the work that we do and the lifestyle that we've designed in order to do this.
Yeah, Squamish was great because it was like easy to van life there. There was like plenty of options for wild camping, and there was this culture of, I don't know, I guess climbers and adventurers. So we weren't like, we like fit in that way, I guess. And yeah, I feel like the camping, having the camping be easy was really nice, especially after, because we were in Vancouver for a little bit before that, and trying to camp there like really sucked. Like just trying to park on a street, like a residential street. We had some lady come out and yell at us and take pictures of our vehicle just because we were parked there. And like just being in the city sucks. So Squamish was like a cute little town. And yeah, it was like in a little adventurer town.
Yeah, that was really kind of like an abnormal occurrence. I've never really had anyone come out and,
She was so angry.
exclaim that we should not be there. And, to be clear, everyone in Canada has been so nice except that woman. She kind of saw our big rig parking in front of her home, and right next to her was this big open park. So it really is a public street on the other side. And so, we're just minding our business. It's like 10 p.m.
They were like looking out the windows of their house, and I was like, oh no.
And I'm like, good evening. I'm very cordial, very nice. She says, you're not allowed to be here. Da, da, da. I'm going to call the police, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, there's no reason to be upset. Just speaking to her while she was really upset. And I don't know.
Upset.
She was just an older woman, just
crazy.
That's never really happened to me. And it was pretty funny to me.
Well, aside from that, I mean, yeah, that wasn't like that big of a deal, but it just like trying to find like, where are we going to sleep tonight? And like, is this spot good? Or like, like it was kind of just like a lot. And then we ended up sleeping in like Walmart parking lots a few times, which I don't really like, but it was raining a lot. And like, we found a Walmart with a garage, so we were covered. So that was nice because there was like a leak. And so, yeah, it was just like some trials and tribulations, I guess. And I mean, just city life. Neither of us like the city anyways, so.
Yeah. All that to say, we do not like going through big cities, even though I thought it would be fantastic to spend time in Vancouver, see Vancouver, and although I'm sure many people love it and it's super cool, and it is cool, it's just,
cities in general,
yes,
we don't like.
What is inherent to cities is what we don't like. Just the crowdedness,
hustle and bustle,
the so energy,
rules,
the chaos,
everywhere.
And to surmise it, it feels like you're always in someone's way and someone is always in your way. Whereas in nature, you're free and out in the open, and you can breathe.
And there's air, yeah.
And it doesn't feel like that in a city.
And it's beautiful, and the city's like gross and smelly.
It's loud, and you can't get quietude and solitude.
Mm-hmm.
So the things that are inherent to a city, we don't like. And it's smelly. It's pretty smelly. Yeah. In the woods, out in nature, you get beautiful, clean, fresh air, and you don't have to worry about the quality of air that you're breathing or the fumes or chemicals that you're breathing.
Especially here in Banff and Jasper, like the air is just so pure, and just going on little walks, like nature walks, like you're walking through like trees and plants that smell so good, and just like it feels good to exist here.
Yeah. It's a little windy, so we hope that the mics aren't picking it up too much. They might be, but like I said, we wanted to be here with y'all. Actually, it's funny I say that because the glaciers behind us, we learned that they're so cold that they create their own like wind. Like their own breeze because of the cold and the way it
coming
works.
Off of it. Yeah,
so it's a little breezy. Sorry if you hear that in the mics, but yeah, we've really enjoyed the small towns, the quiet, remote areas a lot more than the big cities, for sure. The towns we've loved. And
yeah, like Revelstoke, we spent so long there because it was just so quiet and beautiful, and we had an amazing camp spot right on the river, and there was a waterfall right behind us, and yeah, got revel stuck.
Yeah, we did. We got Revel stuck. We heard somebody say that term out in Revelstoke. It's a small mountain town between, I think, we'll just say between Vancouver and Banff. It's
we
like
left
in the middle.
Squamish. It was on
Yeah.
our way from Squamish
I don't know
to
if it's
Banff.
before or after Golden. I think it's
I don't
before
know.
Golden. Anyway,
Yes, before Golden.
you can look that up. It's a really awesome little mountain town.
And they have a lot of
Sports.
biking.
Yeah, a lot of
Mountain
biking.
biking.
There was a biking festival while I was there. It was like a week long. We went to go watch a biking movie at the little local theater. It was super cool.
That was a great chill
And
spot.
I got to go to the mountain bike park there, which was phenomenal. Revelstoke Bike Park at the mountain resort, and it was fantastic. It was great. I went there, I think, like on a weekday when nobody was there, and it was awesome. Yeah, great spot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, our route was mostly determined by Squamish gathering. So we shot up to Canada, but Jasper was ultimately our northernmost point. And the reason for that was because we didn't want to drive all the way. I originally never wanted to drive to Alaska because when you look on a map, it's like you're driving. I mean, maps aren't very accurate, right? When you look at them. But when you look at the map, it just seems so far. I was like, I'm not trying to drive an extra 2 weeks plus one way just to say that I got to Prudhoe Bay, to the original start of Pan American Highway. So I was like, no, I'm pretty good with the Canadian Rockies. That there's so much to see. I would have loved to go to Alaska and see all the wildlife, but you know, I can make do with Jasper now and do Alaska later.
We can do an Alaskan cruise later.
Yeah, we're gonna go see the fjords one day on a cruise ship and sleep in a nice comfy bed every night. And really, I've kind of seen online that that's kind of the best way to see, one of the best ways to see Alaska is on a cruise, because you get to see the coastline.
Yeah, I know people who've done it multiple times because it's so awesome.
Yeah.
But also, I'm glad you didn't want to drive to Alaska because I don't like the cold, and it's pretty chilly here. I mean, it's not freezing, obviously. It's like September. We're not in the winter yet, but I'm ready to drive to the warmth.
Honestly,
I'm over the cold.
I'm not. I used to be more of a mountain boy where I would climb mountains and take cold plunges, and I still do, and I still love it. But as I'm growing a little bit older, my energy level is declining, and my desire to be in the more comfortable heat, the tropical heat specifically, and the desert heat, dry desert air, it really makes me feel alive. It really makes me feel good. When my bones are hot from the sun, that's when I feel great. And I feel great here, but it's fall officially as of maybe 2 days, and it's getting chilly up here. So, and you know, really, we've had a fantastic Canadian experience. Incredible. When we were further up north, just a bit, it rained heavily for a morning, and that created snow up at the tops of the mountains, and it really gave the mountains like a really beautiful pop, a really beautiful texture, which is what I was like dying to see, because when you drive through here on the Icefields Parkway, which is the highway that connects Banff and Jasper, I don't know if it's freeway technically, a highway maybe because it connects small towns. I don't know, there isn't small towns. Anyway, the road from Banff to Jasper, you see these rocky mountains, and they're beautiful, they're gorgeous, but they lack.
They're just brown.
Yeah, they're just brown. And when you see them online, you see them snow-capped, and you see all the texture with the snow.
Yeah.
So my dream came true. It rained hard. We did not expect it, and we woke up, and there was snow on top of the mountains, and it was phenomenal. It was incredible. It like made the experience for me driving down. It was fantastic. So we drove up Icefields Parkway, which is what we're on now, right behind us. Made a ton of stops. Pretty much
I mean,
stopped
I feel like
everywhere you could.
that's like, we can't just breeze by that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like Parkway is, I feel like, iconic when you're talking about Jasper and Banff.
Yes.
And I mean, it really is like every 5 minutes you stop and pull over and it's stunning and gorgeous. Like some body of water, some rushing water with some beautiful mountains in the back. And I mean, all the water here in Canada is like Gatorade blue. It's like insane and
Sponsored
beautiful.
by Gatorade.
Fuck Gatorade. But yeah, Icefield Parkway was really sick. The waterfalls, I think, are my favorite.
Yeah, there are so many lakes, so many waterfalls. It's just like sprinkled all through Canada.
I mean, even if you don't stop and get out, like just driving along it, you can see the water and the mountains. And yeah, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, we've had an incredible time, and that time is coming to a close because we're driving south back towards Lake Louise and then to Banff, which we have not. We've been in the park in Banff because Lake Louise is in Banff, but we haven't been to the town of Banff and seen the hikes and everything it has to offer over there. So we're on our way that way, and shortly after that we'll go into Calgary, be in Calgary for a day or two handling some business, and then cross back into the United States, and that will end our time in Canada, which has been phenomenal. Reflecting on it now, I'm just so stoked and so happy, so fulfilled, so full, so whole with everything that we've gotten here. It really has been a dream. And we got the good, we got the bad. You know, in Squamish, there was fires around Squamish, which we'll get into later, that affect your route and your planning. But we even got the bad of fire, you know, and it's like, okay, now we got to move on. We're forced to move on. And so we got to see it all, you know, like some of the good, some of the bad. And what more can you ask for? You know, it's all pretty. And sometimes when you get a little bit of reality with what locals have to face or experience, maybe some of the bad sides of being a tourist or a traveler, I'm happy through and through.
I'm really happy to hear you say that, because before we went on this trip, people would ask us like what we were most excited to see, and you would always say Canada. And I was like, Canada? Like, why Canada? Like, I'm trying to go to like Costa Rica, you know? But I mean, I had no idea how beautiful Canada was. So I'm really glad that you feel satisfied and fulfilled by our time in Canada, because I know you're the most excited for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Other than Patagonia, of course.
Jayna's from Boston, and in Boston, all you hear is about Toronto and Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, I mean, Canada's just, I mean, I feel like it's not that different. It's like cold and mountains. I mean, I can go to New Hampshire if I want cold and mountains. So
yeah, before this, you hadn't heard of Jamf. Oops.
Never heard of Jamf.
Basper. Jamf and Basper.
No, never heard of
those are new
Banff
parks that I'm establishing in the future.
Yeah, never heard of them. Had no idea about all the wondrous blue lakes here. Yeah, or waterfalls. I had no idea. No idea.
Yeah, if you look it up on Google, there's between 2 million and 3 million lakes in Canada. I don't know how they determine that, but...
And Lake Louise is the most photographed lake in the world.
Yep.
So, I don't know, could we call it the most beautiful, maybe?
We got to stand up paddleboard there, which was incredible.
Super awesome.
I did not think I was going to like it that much. I thought...
Because it's cold, or why?
Because of the tourists, how overrated it is, you know? Like, personally, I have a problem with, like, big crowds. Like, I don't like being, like, tourist traps, you know? It's like, walk on this bridge that's all glass and you can see underneath for $150 a person. I'm like, no, thank you. I'd rather spend that on food. You know, like...
We do be eating good.
Yeah, we're eating good.
Yeah, at Lake Louise, they had canoe rentals. So hella tourists were renting canoes, and it was $170 for 1 hour.
And $160 Canadian dollars for 30 minutes.
Yeah, which is, I mean, obviously that's insane. And then they got to wear these stupid life vests, and then you're like, you know, rushing to get to the other side of the lake because you have to get back, you know, in time for your hour before you get billed another hour. It's just like,
which is kind
insane.
of like the epitome, like a kind of like a microcosm of what we're not trying to do is rush.
Yeah, but well, we
and
cut
pay
through
a bunch
that,
of money,
and we brought our paddleboard, and we didn't have to pay nothing.
Yes, that's right.
And we got an even better experience because it was more relaxed. We could, you know, go and come and go as we please, and it was awesome.
Yeah, we got to hang out on the beach all the way on the other side. We did some
mud masks,
some clay masks, and really just had a damn good time. Visited a tea house, beautiful. Which is a must do.
That was cool.
Yeah.
A tea house, like an hour and a half or 2 hour hike up into the mountains past Lake Louise.
Yeah, like a little cabin style.
And we got a cinnamon strudel cake or something that was like
apple
unbelievable.
Strudel.
No, it wasn't apple. It was just like cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, cinnamon. There was like a vanilla like
Jayna ate most
icing.
of it, so.
It was so fucking good.
I barely got to taste it, so
shut up.
I don't
I left you alone with it for like 10 minutes.
Anyway, so we're moving right along through. We didn't even get to introduce like what this was going to be about, but I guess really it's just reflection and on our experience. But let's see, what else do we have for you guys? Our route, the places we visited, we experienced, things we experienced. We also got to do zip lining.
Yeah, in Whistler.
Where did we do that? In Whistler?
Whistler.
Whistler is beautiful.
Whistler was great. That's also where the Panorama Ridge hike was.
Yeah, we did a massive hike.
12-hour hike.
First 12-hour hike.
I was dead.
Cried at the end a little bit,
at the end.
That's all right.
It was hard.
Is it a real hike if there isn't either blood, sweat, or tears? I don't know.
There was lots of sweat.
Yeah.
A little bit of tears.
Yeah.
No blood, though.
Yeah. If you go and you do one hike in Whistler and you want to challenge yourself, do Panorama Ridge.
It was worth it. The views at the top were insane, and of Lake Garibaldi and the Garibaldi Mountain, I think, also, and like the glaciers on the mountains, and it's just like so picturesque. Like I posted pictures on my Instagram story, and people are like, "Is this AI?" Like it just doesn't even look real, and it's crazy. I mean, it's like that when you're there looking at it too. And then we got to hike down and swim in it too, so I was happy.
Yeah, it was.
I needed that. I needed to swim in it.
Fantastic.
It was so great.
Classic long hike where your knees hurt and your feet are throbbing at the end. The zip lining was cool. Quick little tip in there is whenever you're going somewhere, go onto Facebook Marketplace and type in the national park or the city or town that you're going to, and people will be selling tickets for gondola rides, experiences. This is how I found the zip lining. I was just like, just kind of browsing, and occasionally we'll need a little piece of gear or something, and then I'll just type in the place that we're going to. Specifically, I think I was looking for mountain resort bike park tickets. So usually I'll buy them when somebody has like a voucher or can't make it and is selling it for 25-50% off, and you really catch a deal that way. And I found these zip lining tickets. This woman won them at her job. She's an older woman, definitely not like an adventurer type, and she just wanted to get some money for these vouchers. So we went and scooped them up, made a deal, and saved a bunch of money. So there's a hot tip for you.
And the National Park Pass too.
Yeah, and our National Park Pass too. We found our National Park Pass on Facebook Marketplace, saved a bunch of money, because you can spend something like 10 to 15 Canadian dollars a day based on when you're going to be in the park, and pre-book or buy this pass. And I don't know if the pass is
for a year
strictly for Canadians. I don't think it is. But yes, I think it's like a year pass, and you could pay for that. And we paid 100 Canadian dollars. I don't know what the going rate is for it online, but again, just looking up the places you're going to and checking these websites that are secondhand sale can save you some money.
Yeah, that's a good tip and trick.
Yeah.
And another one is iOverlander, the app. We found most of our like beautiful wild camping spots on iOverlander, which was really helpful. We also found a bunch of natural water springs and places to fill our water and places to shower. We found some like aquatic centers that I never would have thought to look up, like a rec center with like a pool and a hot tub and a steam room and showers for like $5
Canadian.
And it was like awesome. And we got to go for the day and like shower and chill in a hot tub. So that's all thanks to iOverlander. So definitely recommend downloading that app if you're doing road traveling and camping and stuff.
Yeah. On the topic of camping, iOverlander was pivotal in our experience here. We have not paid more than, what do you think? Maybe
the most we paid was
total?
Oh, I thought you meant like one night. Yeah, the most we paid was the other night in Jasper when we camped. It was like $45. But other than that, we paid like 20 once, 17 twice.
Yeah, the
like,
45.
I think that was it.
Yeah, the 45 had unlimited firewood and a fire permit
and we were
included.
Like right in Jasper too. Like,
so that was nice.
It was beautiful, and there was really nice bathrooms and showers too. But
so iOverlander, hot tip for camping, and we found our best spots next to the river a couple of times through that app. And there's similar apps, some that you probably pay for, but this one has been fantastic.
Yeah, I didn't pay for this
on free mode.
Yeah,
where you could only download one area at a time,
one region at a time. But it's just super chill.
Yeah, so camping in the van has been great.
What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you?
The biggest challenge for me, I think, has been routine. I love spontaneity, but I also love routine and the small rituals that you get to do every day, like exercise. I feel like that's something that's really missing in my life. My sleep has been a little off, and I think it's because I haven't been doing daily exercise that I typically do. We have been doing hikes, but they're about every week and a half or so, and that's not enough.
Yeah, you're driving a lot too. So
driving a lot.
Sitting and
sitting a lot.
Focused on the road.
Yes. It's hard to want to get out of the van and do exercise when it's like cold, really cold at night, really cold in the morning, and your motivation goes down. But I feel like when we're in warmer temperatures, I'll be more motivated to go out and do some jumping jacks and some push-ups and some really basic stuff to feel good.
Yeah, I think our environment definitely plays a big part in that. I mean, even like stretching, like we're in a parking lot tonight, that we camped here, and I'm not going to set up my yoga mat on the asphalt. Like, I don't know, maybe
I've seen
should, but I'm just not inspired to do yoga in the parking lot.
To stay in the warmth inside the van and watch Survivor is a lot more appealing.
Yeah. True.
So for me, that has been the biggest challenge. What about you?
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely agree with that. Like, just doing physical activity, which is also why I wanted to do that big hike, the 12-hour hike. I'm like, I need like a really good like workout because I feel like I haven't been doing it a lot. But yeah, I mean, I usually like dance and do yoga, and I've done yoga, but I haven't danced in a long time, so that's kind of hard. And otherwise, I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm surprised with how comfortable I've been in the van and like vanlifing, because this is brand new to me. I've never done this before. And when we first got together like 2 years ago, if I would, visit him, he was living in San Diego and I was in Vegas. So when I would visit, we'd stay in the van, and I was like not comfortable. I was like, I don't know. I was just so out of my element. I was like, I need more comfort than this.
She needs more space.
Yeah, more space.
A big bathroom, a big shower.
Yeah,
big
a bed
kitchen.
To just lay down in whenever I want, not like only at night because it's set out, and like only having one chair to sit in, which is like not the most cozy, you know, but I've actually been totally fine. Like, we've also been doing trusted house sitters. So another tips and tricks category for you. Trusted house sitters is really cool because it's a website where we exchange house and pet sitting for people, and in exchange for staying at their house, I guess. I don't know, I'm not explaining this very well, but it's a website and you sign up. And so it benefits us because we save money on like an Airbnb if we were to, you know, travel and stay in an Airbnb somewhere. And then they save a ton of money because pet sitting is like super expensive, especially if you want people to come and stay in your house and take care of your pets. So it's been a really good like break for us. We only did one so far in Vancouver, but it was awesome. I mean, we had 1 week in this beautiful, gorgeous house with a cute little dog, and
That would have been like $1,000 a night.
if it was an Airbnb, that would have been insane, like
huge
astronomical.
Big, beautiful house, furnished.
Yeah, so it was nice to get a little break
Yeah,
from the van, and
of course, furnished.
yeah.
But
Yes,
like I'm saying, if it was an Airbnb, this would have cost a lot of money.
For sure.
And the benefits are huge. We get to, I mean, living in a van, we get to do our laundry, we get to fill up water, we get to take things out of our van,
reorganize,
and clean up, reorganize, you know, which is kind of a big deal because doing that in a parking lot, like it just, you know.
And have like some space too. Like normally we're just like both in the van, like like literally this close to each other, and at least in the house we could be in like different rooms for a day, or like, you know, for a few hours or whatever. But
and you get, you know,
like a big kitchen
TV,
and
you get a couch.
And a couch.
A couch.
A couch.
It's massive as a van lifer. It's luxury.
So yeah, that's a good tip if you're traveling. I mean, even if you're not a van lifer and you're trying to travel, spend a week or 2 weeks or something somewhere.
Our friend was in Europe doing this. Shout out to our friend
Iceland,
Anna.
I mean, yeah, she plugged us. Yeah. Actually, yeah, we could give you a discount code if you want to do Trusted House Sitters, because you do have to pay for it. It was $95 for a year access to the website, which I feel like we already got back in our one stay.
Yeah.
And so if we, for the rest of the year, you know, we're going to do a ton of stays throughout the U.S., I'm sure. And we have one coming up in a few weeks. And
that one's
super
in St.
worth it.
George. Super excited for that. And just, it gives you something to look forward to. Some comfort, kind of a nice
routine,
reset.
Some grounding.
A really nice reset.
You don't have to like drive every day or figure out where are we going to sleep tonight, you know. So, and you get to hang out with some puppies.
Yeah, some amazing little animals. Hunter was the last dog we sat, and he was the most well-behaved dog I've ever met.
He's such a good dog.
He barely ever barked, only when someone was at the door.
Good boy.
Yeah, kind of
so sweet.
A silly guy because we came in through the side door, which is probably the side door that his mom goes through, not the front door.
And he was just so excited.
Automatically. He's like, you are my parents.
Yeah, he didn't bark. He wasn't apprehensive.
He just accepted.
Yeah.
He didn't even look at us funny. He just like greeted us. He's like, hello, parents.
Yeah.
It was quite silly because if we were there to rob the place, like, he would do a terrible job.
Yeah.
I think he just felt our energy and kind of knew we were there for a good reason.
Maybe his mom told him
we
that.
didn't break in or anything, so obviously if somebody's like banging on the window.
Because he did bark at the front door, but we came in the side door, so maybe he was like,
he's a fantastic dog.
He was so good. He was like a duck, Nova Scotian duck toller. And he was like, looked like a little retriever, and he was like orangey kind of colored.
Silly, and he was little boy.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
So sweet.
We'll put a picture of him. Maybe a video. We'll see. Anyway, moving on. All right.
Wrap it up soon.
What about some considerations for either just driving in Canada or doing the... So if you're taking a trip to Canada, what should they know? Make sure you have a passport, for sure. Make sure...
You don't have eggs time when you cross the border.
Your vacation is within your allotted visa time for your country. I believe that the United States, American citizens have...
Like 90 days?
Was it 90 days?
I don't remember.
It might be 3 months. Might be 6 months. No, it's 3 months. It's 90 days. Wait. No, I don't know. Anyway, I think it's 3 months. Mexico, I think, is 6 months. That's maybe why I'm thinking about Mexico. All right, so we'll just say 3 months to keep it safe. I don't know if anybody's going to vacation longer than that. You have to make money, so go back home and make money. All right, so we'll just say 3 months to be safe. I think it is 3 months, but what else should they know?
Don't have eggs when you're
Don't
crossing the
have
border.
eggs when you're crossing the border. Make sure you check what is not allowed to come into the country. Guns are not allowed, so leave your
They're really
shotgun
weird
at
about
home.
fruits. Certain fruits you can't bring across the
Yeah.
border. Eggs you can't unless they're like hard boiled or cooked.
Seeded fruits, was it?
I don't know.
I think avocados are fine.
They were, I don't know.
Just look at the list and make sure you tell.
Yeah,
If
just
they
good luck.
ask you,
And no
cook
weed.
your meat. Cook your meat
Yeah,
too.
if you have cooked
Or
food, it's fine.
if you have packaged food, make sure it says where it's from. And if
Yeah.
it's from Canada or the United States, you're good.
Yeah, they don't want like farm things, like fresh.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Soil is an issue. So make sure you're not transporting
You can find that
soil.
information. We don't need it.
Yeah, you'll see on the list. But one big thing that you need to know is that you don't actually need your reservations for everything before you get here. If it is peak season, then please ignore me and do try to get reservations. But reservations for a lot of national parks in the United States and Canada open up like January 1st at 8 a.m. Everyone knows how annoying that is because you have to plan months in advance before you even know you can get the time off. And before you even know, like, there might be a wedding or something crazy, right? You have to plan so far in advance. But with a very little to no planning, Jayna and I had a fantastic time here.
We did not make one single reservation.
Yeah, we didn't really make any reservations. We're not quite in the shoulder season, I would say. Technically now, maybe the fall, you can call it shoulder season, but post-peak summer season was easy. You know, they don't tell you about these big RV parking lots that you're allowed to camp in for that, and it's very affordable. But there's one like this down at Lake Louise, actually no, not up in Jasper.
It's called, well, we're in Jasper now, and this is
Well,
one.
I mean further up north.
They're called Overflow, or the one at Lake Louise was called like Overflow Parking, and you can camp there. And it's like pay, like, what do they call it? Self-pay. So you like put money in an envelope and like drop it in the box.
Yeah. And what's really easy about that is that if you get there early enough, you're definitely going to get a spot. If it's peak season, you might want to assure that you get there early to get a spot. Because, you know, they did fill up at night a bit. Not super full, but people were coming in. So that tells me, you know, during peak season, it definitely fills up. And you definitely don't want to be trying to park illegally in the town or around just because, you know, just out of respect because of the visitors and the locals that live there. So, yeah, that's a hot tip. You don't have to have everything booked if you're not going during peak season.
Cool.
Yeah. All right, what else we got for you guys? Weather,
to wrap it up.
Money, time, electrical power.
About all that. Maybe not the electrical.
Yeah, whatever it is you're riding in, if it's a car or a van or an RV, you have to make sure that whatever systems you have in place, you're prepared for the weather. Because the weather tends to change pretty quickly up here in the mountains, high up in the mountains, and these glaciers kind of produce their own weather in a way. So having the right clothing, having the right gear, having the right plan, and knowing that your plan can change day to day. So if a storm comes in and you had all these hikes planned, maybe having some backups, like looking into having a town day or doing some shopping or something different. Also, fires are occurring every single year in different places in Canada in different intensities. So kind of knowing that fire can change your plan, and changing your route might be a must, like it was for us out of Squamish.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we can start kind of like wrapping it up a bit. Any more tips and tricks?
I feel like
Ways to save money. Go to big stores. Don't go to little town markets because the prices are marked up there because of how remote or rural it is.
Yeah, stock up on your food, I guess,
Yeah.
in a bigger city if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, stock up on food before you get to the place that you want to
Little
be
small
at,
town.
so you can spend less money there.
Mhm.
Looking up deals online.
Yeah, if you're going to be in a certain area for a long time, maybe get the grocery, like a rewards card. Because,
We did that and it was great.
Yeah, you can get some discounts.
Yeah, you save some money. Time-wise, I'd say maybe you can do a lot in 3 days. For Lake Louise area, Icefields Parkway, you really don't want to do that in one day. You really don't want to just shoot through Icefields Parkway in one day, even though it's only about 3 hours from the bottom part to the top part. At least Lake Louise to Jasper up north, I think is about 3 hours straight. So if you try to jam pack that in one day, it's going to be hard to stop 50 times and see every waterfall, every glacier, every lake, and there's so much to see.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're planning on driving back down, then you kind of just divide your stops by 2 if you leave time 4 stops on your way back down. But realistically, you should at least spend 1 night in between the 2 towards the center here at Athabasca Falls. Athabasca Glacier. Athabasca Falls is a fantastic stop, by the way.
Definitely recommend that.
Yeah. So I think that is a pretty good reflection on our time here in Canada. Absolutely have loved it. We still have a bit more. If you're thinking about doing the Pan American Highway and you have any questions about money or time, or actually we can't tell you quite yet because we're only on the first leg. And it feels surreal to know that we're kind of at the starting point, if you will, of the Pan American Highway and our trip, because we are at the northernmost point, and from here we only go south. North, then south.
Cool.
Any final words? All right. Well, if you have a dream to get out on the road, to do van life, to get an RV and travel across some state or country, just do it. Don't wait too long. It's accessible. You can do it. You can do it in a cost-effective manner. And you can even do it in your car. We've seen a lot of car campers.
Mm-hmm.
Chase your dream.
Do it.
All right, y'all. This is Victor signing off.
You have to say my name again?
Yeah, people are listening to the podcast.
I already said it.
Her name is Jayna, and we're signing off. We will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.